What's up guys, Steve here. Welcome back to my channel. We're going over my Turo fleet, how everything's going, and how October went. This is going to be a good month for us, so we'll get right into it. Let's do it. So if you guys are new to this or just coming to my channel, this is going over my Turo fleet, what I do to make it run smoothly. This works for Get Around, Hire Car, all those other ones, but this is what I do with Turo, and I mainly stick with Turo, so let's get right into it. So last month was October. I know I kind of dropped the ball with doing some recordings, but I will make sure I still have these earnings for you guys in the, but I will make sure that these earnings are here for you. So as you can see, last month did very well, $7,100, $7,135 to be exact, with, it looks like, $278 in reimbursements. So let's do a quick breakdown of which cars did what and how that looks. So the Fiesta, just under $1,000. Actually, let's go back. We'll go over here to vehicles. Let's go over here to the Fiesta, the calendar, swipe up to get to October. So you can see October did pretty well. I was only down for what, 3-4 days. Sadly, this doesn't really work out very well for telling you what the previous prices were, but it does tell you how many days, the utilization rate on it. So kind of keep track of all this stuff. And this only works on your phone, your app. You can't really go back previous months on the desktop unless Turo changed it, and I'm on an iPhone, so if you're on an Android, I don't know how that works, sorry. But we can go back here. So the Fiesta did $769 with a nice $180 reimbursement. I believe that was from basically somebody decided to hotbox in that Fiesta for a little bit. I think it was 4 days total that guy decided to hotbox in it. But regardless, neither here nor there, we'll go over here to the Focus. So the Focus looks like it did $895 with $40 reimbursement, which I'm gonna guess that's fuel. I don't have that written down, I probably should. But let's go check out the utilization for the Focus. Right now it's snoozed, and I can tell you why. Because, let's pull this guy over here. See that? Oh yeah. We got a little bit of damage. Little bit. We got the grill all bashed in. It's kind of hard from this angle. Headlights missing. A little bit of fender damage, a little bit of hood damage. That's kind of, we can get more into a little bit later on, but that's the joys of the business. The renter actually hit an elk, but we will get farther into that. So look here on October. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 days that this car was actually down, 5 full days. So pretty good utilization on that. Let's go back over here to earnings, and you can see $895. Not too bad, right? Little under $1,000. Not terrible. You can see coming up here in November that $323. That was one trip that I had to cancel because basically the Focus was booked for all of November. Sadly, they hit an elk at the beginning of November. We'll get into that later on. That'll be a whole nother video. Now the Focus, you can see right here, or I'm sorry, the Civic. The Civic did really well. $1,177 with $58 reimbursement. Let's go over into vehicles. We go down here to the Civic calendar. And October, there you go. That car did pretty well. I started bumping up all my prices with that car. And it's weird because Turo wants it, at some point they say that it's worth like $70, $80. And I'm like, for a 2016 Civic, I don't quite understand how their numbers go. But regardless, there you go. Pretty good utilization. It was actually probably about the same, if not better than September. But September, they just had that gap down the center. So let's go over to earnings. Jump on this Hyundai Accent, just under $1,000, $988. Not too shabby. Go over here to vehicles, back to the calendar. And I believe this thing was out for, yeah, it was out for the majority of the month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that it was down, 5.5 days. Not too bad. It's up there. Nice little commuter car. One of those things that you know it can just be gone. It's on 2-week trip, 1-week trip. Yeah, does very well. So let's go back over here to earnings. Lost track of where I was at. We'll go to the Jeep. So if you guys have watched before, I never really rented out this Jeep, and this one was kind of a fluke thing. So we were getting ready to go out of town, and I have this thing set at a 5-day minimum at $150 a day, and I'm like, no one's ever gonna rent this thing, right? So here I am loading this thing up, and boom, somebody books it for an hour from now, or an hour from when we were getting ready to leave. So this turned into, I was trying to figure out all kinds of different things, trying to get him into another Jeep that was actually cheaper, closer, but for whatever reason, he wanted mine. That's cool. I'm happy with it. Obviously, I had it priced right, and everything set up to where if it did get booked, it was worth my time. Well, that one was worth my time. So we ended up having this thing making about $1,500 for the month. Now this is including delivery fees. All these ones are including delivery fees. I will make another video on how often I actually do deliveries, but this one was delivery fees as well as daily rates. So let's go in here to Jeep. So you're going to be very surprised with the utilization for the Jeep and that $1,500. So there you go. You see all that gray? That means nothing was booked. So it looks like 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll go with 13 days this Jeep was booked and making $1,500. I can't complain with that, or as I normally say, can't be mad at it. So that one did very well, and then obviously $600 coming up for the month of November. But let's go back in here. Let's go check out the Forte. So the Forte, I don't know what the deal was with this, but it was only $774 for the month. We can go over here to the calendar. Utilization on that thing was, I don't think it was that great. Let's see what it was. Actually, it's not too bad. So it looks like I probably dropped the ball. I could have dropped the ball on that one and raised the prices. And that one didn't have any deliveries, so that's also why the price was a little bit higher up. The Civic, I know I delivered once or twice, so same thing with the Focus. That's why those ones were up a little bit higher. So that kind of gives you an idea. So let's go back to earnings. The Forte didn't do too well. Didn't do too bad. It's staying about average. The Mazda, let's see where this thing's at. You can see I did not have anything. Well, there's one trip on there for $9. I don't know what that was. Whatever. That one was a trip that rolled over, but regardless, that was September. So September is when I changed out the headlights and did all the window tint and all that stuff. But October, $961. Not too shabby. Let's go over to utilization and calendar. Boom, there you go. It was out for the most of the month. You can see September, I did not really do much with it just because I was getting frustrated with it. I was trying to figure out, I was battling my own thoughts on what I wanted to do with it. If I wanted to get rid of it, if I wanted to keep it. So I changed out the headlights, did the window tint, and obviously that has paid off for me so far. But as you can see, it's doing pretty well. We'll go back to all earnings, or all cars. Now that was the first time that I actually had all 7 cars active on there. We will go, this month is looking a little bit slower, November. I'm not sure if it's just because my prices are up there, or if because I pulled the Focus off and it kind of changed up to my schematics. It changed up how I get searched because I snoozed the car. So for right now, it just kind of is what it is. I'm working through it. But as you can tell, October had by far the best month that I've had. Once again, all 7 cars were booked up. The Jeep did very well for those 14 days that it was on. The Mazda did very well. I am actually super stoked, and I hope that this month I can still get to that same level. As of right now, it is 15th, so we're halfway through the month. I know that the Civic is booked out. I think I can book a few more days out of it. My Accent just went back out. I had a bunch of issues all around just within today, Monday, as I was working on everything, trying to get everything going from coming back and going back out. But for the most part, my Mazda, my Accent, well, the Focus, that one's nothing. The Jeep, I'm still able to get days booked on those things, and the prices are pretty competitive without being completely lowballing everybody. That's the last thing I want to do, and the last thing I want any of you guys to do is completely lowball anybody else, and especially lowballing yourself. That the last thing you want to do is go out and just basically give these cars away for these people and you're not making any money on it. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what we got going on. If you guys are ever wondering how to make these cars stay out, if you're wondering about delivery, any of this stuff, any questions, I'll open back up the calendar. I'll check, you guys can check down in the description. I got the links for the course, which is gonna save you thousands and thousands of dollars. It's basically all the mistakes that we made with our previous fleet, and so you guys don't have to. Previous fleet was a little over 50 cars. We were doing that one. Actually, still ran it through COVID, and then we just, as business partners, we all just kind of split and started doing our own things. So I kept it running out here. But I mean, that's well over 5,000 trips that we've done, and basically giving you guys all the information that we had went through, any trips, trials, anything that was kind of just a headache for us. It's all in that course, so that way you guys don't have to go through the same mistakes or hurdles that we did. You just get to go fast track through all that stuff. So thanks again for watching, y'all. I will definitely keep this back up. I did slack on getting out some videos, but I promise you there will be more to come. Thanks again. Make sure you guys do all that stuff down below. We will catch you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.